The school rumor you heard as a kid that turned out to be true years later. The smartest girl in our high school suddenly started failing every single class during junior year. We're talking about someone who had never gotten anything below an A+ in her entire life, was already accepted to Harvard early admission, and tutored half the school in calculus. Sarah went from valedictorian track to barely showing up. When she did come to school, she looked exhausted, wore the same clothes multiple days in a row, and would fall asleep in class. Teachers tried talking to her, but she'd just mumble something about being tired and walk away. The rumors started immediately. Some people said she was on drugs. Others whispered that she was pregnant and trying to hide it. The mean girls spread stories about her having a secret boyfriend who was a bad influence. A few people even suggested she was having a mental breakdown from the pressure. But there was one rumor that seemed too crazy to believe. Jessica, who lived on Sarah's street, swore she saw Sarah leaving for school at 5 a.m. every morning, then coming home around 11 p.m. She claimed Sarah was working somewhere, but nobody could figure out where a 17-year-old would work those kinds of hours. Sarah's best friend Emma tried to get answers, but Sarah completely shut her out. She stopped sitting with their friend group at lunch, stopped responding to texts, and even changed her locker combination so Emma couldn't leave her notes. It was like she became a completely different person overnight. The teachers were baffled. Her English teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, pulled her aside multiple times because Sarah had been her star student for 2 years. Sarah would just stare at the floor and promise to try harder, but nothing changed. Her grades kept plummeting. By second semester, Sarah had lost so much weight that people started whispering she was seriously sick. She had dark circles under her eyes that makeup couldn't hide, and her hands were always covered in small cuts and burns that she claimed were from being clumsy. The Harvard acceptance got rescinded in March. Sarah didn't even seem to care when the guidance counselor called her in to discuss it. She just nodded and said she had other plans anyway. That's when the rumors got really wild. People said she was planning to drop out entirely. Then something weird happened in May. Sarah's mom, who worked as a nurse at the local hospital, suddenly quit her job. Within 2 weeks, their house went up for sale, and Sarah stopped coming to school altogether. She missed the last month of junior year and obviously didn't come back for senior year. People assumed they moved away, but Jessica swore she still saw lights on in their house at weird hours. The whole thing became this unsolved mystery that our class talked about for years. Most people figured we'd never know what really happened to the girl who had everything going for her. Fast forward 8 years. I'm scrolling through Facebook when I see a news article shared by someone